anything that happens to black people, they've been programmed, trained, brainwashed into, well, it's racism. And this never happened to white people. No one anonymously ripped Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel. You know why? Because white and black people put their name on the criticism of Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield. No one had to do it in hiding, because you can rip Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield by name without being called racist. And so Baker Mayfield had to go through the proper process of getting shredded for a bad attitude, failing in Cleveland, and then rebuilding himself, remaking himself into a quarterback that's a starting quarterback and one of the top 12, 15 quarterbacks in the NFL, and seen as the franchise quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Baker Mayfield had to get real in his relationship with God. And he's talked about that. And he's rebuilt himself. But we're not going to let Shedeur Sanders go through that process, because we're going to write off any criticism of Tupac Shedeur. Well, that's just racist. And clowns like Ryan Clark are going to call people out and call them racist and make it impossible for Shedeur Sanders to have to deal with the reality that he made a fool of himself. He hasn't carried himself in a responsible fashion that's demonstrated or shown him to be a leader. But I want you to listen to the buffoonery of what Ryan Clark just said about, oh, God, no one anonymously criticized Johnny Manziel. Didn't have to. I'm going to play you 3 minutes of Merrill Hodge on camera, using his real name, shredding Johnny Manziel. Play the clip.
First, you look at two things, is he a good decision maker? And even with that, there's layers in it. Is he a quick decision maker or just a good one? Okay, so there's different degrees in that. I think he's a horrendous decision maker. Is he accurate? All levels of there. Is he completing passes, or does he throw it where a guy can run after the catch? Does he play within the structure of the offense? Does he understand pass protection and blitzes and where he must go with the football? Can he throw it into voids and throw it with anticipation? All of these things I've just described, scale from 1 to 10, he would be a 0 to a 1 on all those categories. I find him to be reckless as a player, and that is very disturbing when you transition to the National Football League. When you're running around and you have no business running, the ball should have come out, you win Heisman trophies in college for doing that. In National Football League, you do that, you're going to come back to huddle. And I got 5 grown men blocking for me. And you were making me look, I'm giving up sacks. I'm not going to like that, son. The next time you do that, they're not going to bust you in half. I'll bust you in half. And then when I got a dig route wide open and you don't throw it to me, the wide receiver's not going to come back and go, hey, that's all right, kid, next time. Throw the ball to me. You get it, or I'll bust you in half. So forget about what the defense is going to do to you. You cannot play with poor structure like that and survive and win any respect with your team. Now, I have not seen a game where he shows any sign of those qualities being able to transition to the National Football League. We talked about expectations. His skill set will never withstand the enormous pressure that's going to be required from people are talking the first pick overall or a top 10 to build a franchise, a team around with his poor skill set. It will crumble, it will crush him, just the expectations based on the poor skill set he has.
So you are going bust?
If he's a first round, shoot, even like really a top 3 rounds. He's a 5th or 6th round grade. If you have a compensatory pick, grabbed him there. But not in the first round.
I'm sorry, I got a question. Are you saying that Johnny Manziel may not even be worth a pick in the first 3 rounds?
Oh, I wouldn't. The project is so massive. There are so many major flaws.
So what are your thoughts about people who believe he should be the first overall pick in the draft?
Listen, obviously it's not a perfect science, but I think people who will take him in the first round
I'm
if
saying
you did,
first overall.
if you took it first overall, I would think that staff would be gone in 2 years, and whoever made that pick be gone in 2 years. You don't make that pick based on the other players that are available to you. You make that pick, we got to question your evaluating players and their transition and their ability to transition to the National Football League very highly.
You're not going to like what I'm about to say. And I'm not going to apologize for it. What Ryan Clark, Stephen A. Smith, Mel Kiper, many of these people, and I like Louis Riddick, but he tiptoed all around this weekend, didn't want to, really address this head on. But what they're really doing and saying with their actions is white boys get treated like men. Black boys get treated like babies. Babies get coddled. Babies get handled delicately. And so Shedeur Sanders at 21, 22, 23 years old, treat him like a baby, coddle him. He can't handle the truth. Whereas white boys, people are, hey, you're joining the NFL, you're a man now, and we're going to treat you like a man. And we're going to talk to you and talk about you like you're a grown man. These guys want young black men treated as babies. Coddle them. Don't tell them the truth. They can't handle the truth. Don't you understand? This is just a little black baby. He doesn't know his daddy. His mama took him to the beauty salon and got his hair braided every weekend. This is a child. This is a baby. Coddle him. We're going to treat white boys like young men. And we're going to welcome them into the fraternity of men. And in the fraternity of men, there's a coarseness that we must treat each other with for iron to sharpen iron. But these black boys, they're babies. They're fragile. They wear big gold chains because they're so insecure that any room that they walk into, they must let everybody know, look at how much money I got. Whereas men walk into a room, properly programmed men walk into a room, and they want to say, look at how much God I got. We're not letting black men develop into men. We're keeping them coddled with excuses. It's all a big lie, a big hoax that's been pulled off for 2 straight years. Mel Kiper, Rachel Maddow of the Shedeur hoax. Everything ESPN's doing, troublesome, racially divisive. Don't miss a second of Fearless. Hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest content.